I think there's just an obvious bias. I mean, if you look at like look at Australia as which is listed as free, um, or New Zealand for that matter, for the last 2 years, if you were in Australia and New Zealand, you weren't allowed out of your home in certain cases. And not only that, you weren't allowed to protest that fact. That is not free. I'm sorry. And okay, there was pandemic extenuating circumstances, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. There's always an extenuating circumstance. There's always a way to justify heavy handed methods. But when you look at what happened in Australia or what happened in New Zealand, what's still happening, by the way, and you see they suspended freedoms for 2 years, and that is not reflected in the rankings. Right? We still have Australia with a very pretty green color, and New Zealand the same. And I think that's really what this is all about. Say this is an us versus them type thing. It's a worldview type thing. Freedom House, I'm guessing, is based in New York. I actually don't know, but I would imagine something like that. It's an English speaking organization. We don't have Freedom House in a different language. So I really think this is about this is the holding that moral mantle and say we get to decide, not you, not Indians. The
Yeah.
Indians don't decide if India is free or not. We decide, and I think that's the same thing, of course, with Israel. I actually haven't checked what Israel is now. I think it might be free, but again, we get we get a 76 on the rating. I see, where New Zealand, which has had complete lockdown and shutting down of civil liberties for the last 2 years, is a 99 on the rankings. 99. They're only 1 percentage point from being perfect. And Canada, where they had a complete disconnection of this group of people, the trucker convoy, where these truckers who
Yeah.
didn't want a vaccine mandate, they just completely withdrew these people from economic life, just like that. There was no due process. No one was tried. These people weren't taken to a court and said, okay, you were guilty. No, they were just removed from civil society in one day, and Canada scores a 98 on that list. So I think at this point it's pretty obvious. Mongolia is Mongolia really 84 out of 100? I mean, somehow that's hard to imagine. Maybe it's true, but I think that's what this is all about. Who gets to decide?